Good morning everyone. So you're joining me in Chambéry, where Josh and I finished our last hike, and we did have another one planned. Last night about 11 p.m, Josh found a slightly better one, slightly longer, a little bit more interesting looking, across the same area, across the Bauges Natural Park. So I'm just on my way down to the start point, which is the train station again, to meet Josh. Then we're going to head off on that one. It's about the same length as the last one we did. It's roughly the same elevation change as well, up and down, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge. But it looks like a really nice area, so I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like. Hello folks, back again with the Renegade Master. Sorry, I'm a little delirious. We've done about 1,400 metres of ascent today. It's a very hot day as well. There's been a lot of sweating, a lot of cursing, no falling, so that's been a bonus. But it's been an absolutely beautiful day today, scenery wise, weather wise, trail wise. It's been an absolute corker. So we're pretty much at the highest point of the trail, I believe, and we've got quite a view. So right in the distance there, you can see the snow-capped Alps, and then this is the valley we've walked kind of up and over today. Chambéry right in the centre shot there, kind of sprawling out in the bottom of the valley there. The Chartreuse mountains in the background that we hiked across the other week. And then just this kind of valley. You won't be able to make out the cross on the peninsula there, but that's what we were looking up at this morning. We've hiked up and over there and down into the valley, and then we've come all the way up this valley that you see here. It's been a really tough day, but when you get a view like this at the end of it, kind of makes it all worthwhile. Absolutely stunning. Hope you've enjoyed the views as much as we have, and fingers crossed there's more to come. Hello! So it's actually probably somewhere around 9 p.m. The last colour is kind of fading out of the sky. We've got a half moon out. You can probably just see the tents behind me set up there. Josh ferreting around. It's been a superb day today. Absolutely brilliant. It looks like and feels like we are in for a cold night though. We've just been sat on the edge of the cliff here, looking at the view, drinking some coffee. There's not a great deal of water up here, that's the only problem. We've both got about half a litre left to get us to the next water source in the morning, and we're not too certain where that is. That's the only downside with up here, but we can manage. You can just see the views we've got up here are just breathtaking. Right through that gap in the centre there, if you look at it right, you can actually see Mont Blanc, and then you can see possibly right in the distance where all the Alps are covered in snow across there. Sorry if you can't make it out, the light is fading now. But yeah, we've done about 22 kilometres today, starting at 11 a.m. So we've done pretty well, and we've actually covered the two biggest climbs of the hike almost as well in one day. So no doubt we'll be feeling it tomorrow. I think there is some rain forecast tomorrow, which is Friday, and Saturday as well. I think there's some rain forecast. And we'll deal with that when it comes. An easier day tomorrow. A couple of decent descents. One decent ascent to contend with. But I don't even think it's as bad as the ones we did today. So yeah, that is it folks. I really hope you've enjoyed some of the footage from today. We had no idea that this trail was going to be like this. We kind of thought it was going to be a lot less mountainous and have a few less views. So we've been absolutely blown away by what we've seen today. Superb day. Good night guys, and hopefully see you in the morning if I haven't frozen. Good morning. About 6:30 a.m. Quite heavy rain at the moment. Been going about half an hour. It's scheduled, I believe, to go to about 3 p.m. this afternoon, something like that. So we're probably not in for a very good day. It was quite a windy night last night actually. We were contemplating putting our tents right on the edge of the cliff. But we decided in the end to set them back a little bit, and I'm glad we did. The wind got up to about 15-20 miles an hour at times, so we're buffeting the tents around a little bit, but it's a very big contrast to yesterday's weather, unfortunately, and I think the same is forecast for tomorrow as well. What a difference a day makes! It's 9 a.m, it's really windy, it's raining a lot. We've just been hibernating in the tents, and now we're off to a town, to an Airbnb, because there's 2 days of torrential rain forecast. And we don't fancy that. Alright, it's Sunday morning. We have had a day and a half off of doing absolutely nothing. It was great. We got a very cheap B&B in a ski area. It was really nice actually, just a tiny little apartment, perfect size, perfect facilities. We were basically avoiding 2 days of really bad weather. Some really heavy rain, which we didn't really fancy hiking through. So it's worked out quite well. We have got a beautiful day today, and the next 2 days are forecast to be real nice as well. So it's worked out perfectly. This morning we set off about 8:30, something like that, and we've come up a few little climbs, some road, some mud, and just come out of the forest to this beautiful viewpoint of these little chalets and this big cliff face. More stunning scenery. It's a really nice trail, is this, in the nice weather. Anyway, we're headed up there now to see if there's a view from the top. Good evening, everyone. Not filmed a great deal today because it's been a long old day. We started about 8:30 from the Airbnb that we had, and the walking was pretty easy to start with, like forest tracks, a bit of an uphill first thing. We've just done so much basically today. We've done about 34 kilometres and we've done around about 1,500, 1,600 metres of elevation gain. The problem we had this evening was we couldn't find anywhere to camp. We were on top of like a mountain in a national park, and then coming down it was obviously so steep there was just nowhere to put the tents. So we just kept walking and walking basically. We have ended up in this freshly cut field, quite close to a road. Just the other side of the bank there where Josh is, there's a road. We think we're probably going to be all right here, but it's literally the first place we've been able to find this evening. We got here maybe about 7 p.m, so we've done going on for 11 hours of hiking today in some pretty challenging terrain. Some of the climbs were extremely steep, but we've had some nice views. We've got a lot of distance covered, which means tomorrow should and will be our last day into Annecy. Basically, if you can make this bank out here, we're kind of going up this bank to the top of that tree line, and then we kind of follow the tree line all the way down into Annecy, which is just hiding in the centre shot there. So really looking forward to that, really looking forward to a nice rest after today, because today's been an absolute killer. So yeah, the tents are all set up and ready and waiting for 2 weary hikers to get into. Morning folks, just after 7 a.m. on the final day. 21 kilometres left to do to get to Annecy, which is just the other side of these trees basically, down in the dip and next to a beautiful big lake. We've got to get to the top of that mountain, hill, slope, whatever you want to call it. Excuse me, then we walk all the way along the spine, the ridge, and all the way downhill right into the town centre. So when we get there, that'll be Josh done. He's got 2 days off and then he has to get back to the UK to prepare for his next trip to Norway in a week's time. Interesting night last night. In constant fear of being discovered by the farmer that was in the field next door, cutting grass until quite late in the night, but thankfully this one's been done already, so he didn't come in and find us stowed away in his field. I slept with my tent doors open most of the night until about 3 a.m. when I was woken up by some heavy breathing right outside that door there. I think it was possibly a deer. I hope it was a deer and nothing else, but it did scare the bejesus out of me. And as soon as I sat bolt upright, I obviously scared whatever it was, and it went sprinting off down the field to the tree line. But yeah, that's not happened to me before. I've not been woken up by a creature almost inside my tent. So yeah, quite an interesting night. Alright, so little update. It's about 10:30 on our final day. We've come up about a 600 or 700 metre climb. It's taken about an hour and a half roughly, something like that. And we are at the Crête du Châtillon, 1,702 metres. We've got a pretty cool view. So what you can see in the centre of the screen, centre of the shot, the huge mountain covered in cloud, that's Mont Blanc. And then you've got the Alps running all along the backdrop to this view, covered in snow. You kind of see the terrain we've been hiking up and down and through the last couple of weeks. Alps continuing round. Looking back towards Grenoble, down that way. And then, just as a very stark contrast, this side, you can see just how flat the countryside is here. Extremely flat. One heck of a view. Really is something pretty special up here. Worth the effort to get up here? Yeah, probably. Definitely a nice place for something to eat though, and drink. I think we've earned that this morning. Alright guys, good afternoon. It's a little after 3 p.m. We have made it at long last down the never-ending forest descent into Annecy. kept teasing us with a few views. It was about 15 kilometres and we had about 400 mil of water between us. So it wasn't a really pleasant trip down. We have just found a fountain behind us. We've been drinking a load of water. We're going to go and find our Airbnb now. Get settled in, get cleaned up and relax. Josh, thank you for your company.
Thank you.
Been an excellent hiking partner. It's a shame you have to leave.
Yeah.
But off to Norway for you. Yeah. So yeah, that's all for now, folks. Thank you for joining us on this hike. Hope you've enjoyed some of this awesome scenery. We're going to sign off for now. Take care of yourselves and happy trails.